Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the second planning hangout for the infamously calm ride out on the 28th. Hopefully, people are now going to switch their cameras back on. Come on, guys, get your cameras back on. Three people tonight. Myself, Calm Biker. You should have found me through this channel, so you should know who I am. And then we've also got. Sorry about that, just something starting in the background. We've got Kev, the infamous biker.
Hello.
And we've got Keith, Wyvern biker.
Hello.
So tonight's hangout, we've got a couple of things to talk about, and then we'll be answering any questions that people want to ask. If you want to start asking questions straight away, feel free, and we'll queue them up and look at them at the end. But before we start looking at the questions, we're going to talk about a slight change to the route and also the local meetups. And we've got a fourth potential local meetup as well. So if I can hand over to Kev, who's just going to tell us about the changes to the route.
Cheers, Rich. So basically, what it was, the original plan, we were to meet up at Sainsbury's, but there's an issue with the car park, whereby there's barriers and it's paying to get in and out. I'm sure we don't want to be paying to get in and out of the car park. So let me just share my screen and I will show you the map. So could you just focus on me, please, Rich?
It is done.
Cheers. So this is the route. So we're going to be starting from Asda Wakefield. Let me just zoom in a little bit here. So that's the postcode WF2 7EQ, and then basically it's pretty much the same route as before. We'll be following all the A roads and stuff, going through some of the twisties, and then finishing at Squires. It's around about 20 miles, 25 miles it is. So it's about an hour's worth of riding. So that's the only difference we've made to the route, just the start point. So yeah, that's it on the route. So the next thing we're going to talk about is all the local ride out.
I'll be back in a second.
I'll tell you what. I'll talk about the local ride out of my side then.
What did he say? Never work with kids or animals.
Right, let me bring up the map for the local meetup on the East Yorkshire side.
Sorry about that. I had a child have an accident in the hallway. I had to go and
Oh dear. This is where Google Maps decides to play silly beggars again. So we'll be meeting up. We've got a few people coming from the whole area and a few people coming from north of Beverley. So we're going to meet at the Morrisons in Beverley, which gives us a good route out down the A roads without having to use motorways or anything like that to get to Wakefield. So it's Morrisons in Beverley. You can see the details there. The postcode is HU178XY. Now when you get to Morrisons, there's a handy overflow car park. So you'll come in off this roundabout here, turn left, and this runs you past. You'll see on your right-hand side these three big buildings, Carpet Right and a Halfords and things like that. You run through there into the main car park, turn left, go right to the back, turn left again, and there's this overflow car park here that's in the middle of my screen now. Barely ever see anybody in there, so we'll meet up in there because we won't be getting anybody's way. If we can meet there, it's probably going to take us now a good couple of hours to get to the main meet in Wakefield. So if we meet up there for 9:30, so 9:15 even better, but leaving at 9:30 towards Wakefield, that would be ideal. Keith, are you able to run us through yours?
Yeah.
Let me just focus you.
Okay, I'm just going to get my screen share up. Can we all see that?
Not yet.
Is it coming up yet?
Nope.
Nope.
The joys of technology.
Hang on.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
Yeah,
Oh,
that's correct, mate. Yeah.
is that it? Okay. Right. The plan is for the Midlands meetup. We're going to meet at McDonald's, which is on the Ashby de la Zouch island of the A42. It's junction 13. There's a Premier Inn just next door, so it's quite prominent. In fact, you can see the yellow arches from quite a distance. In addition to the car park of McDonald's, there is this little slip road here where we can park, depending on how many numbers we've got. And the plan is for everyone to arrive at 8:30 or 8:45 at the very latest, with a view to be setting off on the dot at 9 o'clock, because it's going to take at least 2.5 hours for us to travel from this location at Ashby de la Zouch to Wakefield. So it's really important that folk get there on time, so we can get off on time. Otherwise, it's going to be pushing it a bit, because we have got some 125s coming with us, so they're not going to be quite as quick as faster bikes. So we need to be sure that we're off on time, really. So that's the area. That's the meetup area for the Midlands area. Okay.
Okay, over to you, Kev.
So for mine, very similar timings as Keith's. Let me just share my screen as well. So this is where we're going to be meeting my meet, which is, again, it's a McDonald's, and it's just by the Albert Dock in Liverpool, on the main dock road. It's a small McDonald's. It's only a small car park, as you can see. It's quite all of this area. It's just one small car park. You get to it straight off the main dual carriageway here. Basically, it's about 2.5 hours driving. There's the route there. So if we look to meet up at 8:30, 8:45, as Keith said, no later than 8:45, because we want to get away at 9 o'clock on the button. It's 2.5 hours. That gets us there for just shy of 11:30. Now for me, I did originally have a few 125s coming, but they've said they won't be making it now. And mainly it's because they're concerned about pushing the bikes so far. I'm pushing them hard, because obviously, once you get up to 60 mile an hour on a 125, you're starting to get to the top end of the rev range. So if you are still thinking about coming, 125, I just want to stress that it's not a problem. We'll go as fast as the slowest person. So we're not gonna run off on you. We're not gonna expect your engine to be screaming for 2.5 hours. So if you are thinking about going, still, I'd still definitely consider it. But at the moment, there's only a couple of us coming from here. One of them's myself, and the other one's one of the other guys from NBC who's got a GSXR 750. So we'll probably be there by about 9:30. But the 125s are more than welcome. And I realise that you are going to be pushing your bikes a little bit, but we're not going to be expecting you to redline your bikes for 2.5 hours. So, by all means, come along. So yeah, that's it. McDonald's. The full address is there, and I'll post it in the forums as well. But it's 69 Blundell Street, L10AJ. Anyone who knows Liverpool city centre will probably know this place anyway, because it's right by one of the main landmarks. But any problems, you know where to get hold of us anyway. And I believe you've got another one, haven't you, Rich? That's
Yep, certainly have. Before I do it, obviously, just looking down the Q&A, I've made an error, and David has also sent me a Skype pointing out I obviously hadn't clicked me when I showed off the map for the meetup over at Beverley. So if I could just very quickly bring that map back up again, and try this time not to make a complete fool of myself. So I think it's that one. Let me know if you can see that, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Morrison's one. So let's go to a map. So it's Morrison's, Wingfield Way, Victoria Road. That's HU178XE. There's only one way in, really. There's the main road which is the road from the Humber Bridge to Beverley, and you get to the roundabout where Morrison's is, and then turn left into there. Once you're in, bring the satellite back up. Once you're in, go into the main car park, turn left, right to the back of the car park, you'll see there's the recycling bins. Left again, and you get into this overflow car park here. And you'll be able to see me in there anyway. It's opposite Halfords and a couple of other bits. So this car park here is the Halfords one. This one's the overflow for Morrison's, and we'll be in there for, say, 9:15, ideally. There are some 125s coming from my side as well. Same applies. We won't be going faster than 125s can go. We're not in this to break people's bikes. We're in this to have fun.
Yep.
Yeah. We had 125s on the Lincoln ride, and it wasn't a problem at all.
No.
The other one, now, I haven't got the full details for this, and it's all a bit sketchy at the minute, because we've had somebody from the northeast, further north than my version of the northeast, who's offered to set up another meet. He wants to come down, and he's saying to meet up somewhere around Scotch Corner, which I think is the A66, isn't it? Where the A66 and the A1 or the M1 meet, one of the two.
Yeah, it's where the A1, yeah. Yeah.
So I haven't got the exact details. However, the chap is Mr. Gadget 29. So no spaces, MRGADGET 29. And he said if you contact him directly, then with a PM or something, he'll sort it out with you. Maybe we can get him on next week. Who knows? Or if you want to PM me, I can give you his email address if that's easier. It's easier for him anyway to get the message, so feel free to PM me as well, and I'll pass that through to you. But that means we've got somebody coming in from another direction. If there's anybody else coming from yet another direction who wants to offer their services for a meet-up, then please do.
If anyone's coming from the West Midlands, there are a couple of guys meeting up at Bassett's Pole McDonald's, another McDonald's. So if anyone's coming from that direction, they're more than welcome to meet up with these two guys there. It will be slightly earlier than the main meet-up at Ashby-de-la-Zouch. I would say at least an hour earlier than that. So again, if you're coming from that direction and you want to come along, drop me a PM so I know to expect you, and I can let these other two guys know that you're coming as well. So we can all kind of arrive at Ashby knowing who's actually on the way.
Great stuff.
Okay, cool. The only other thing is questions, guys. A couple of people have already posted questions. But if you've got any questions, obviously we've been through quite a lot of new information, so any questions, just post them up. The only question I can see at the moment is from Jeff Dawson.
I'll start bringing them up in a minute. Just bear with me 1 second, because last time we had a lot of people posting questions on the YouTube video, and I completely forgot that people would do that. So let me just check on there. If you are watching on YouTube and you want to come and ask a question, rather than asking it in the YouTube video, it's actually easier. You'll see that at the bottom left of the video there's a join in or some kind of link. If you click on that, it will allow you to get to the Google Plus playing of the video. From there you can go to the Q&A and you can ask your question, and it'll pop up and we'll select it and we'll answer it. I can't actually see anything on there at the minute.
That's good.
Well, that's mainly because it's not loading up for me. Here we go.
Quick look.
Okay, so let's see if we got anything. Nope, there's nothing on there at the moment, so that's good.
Cool.
And we've got 17 viewers, so we expect 17 questions. Okay, let's start going through the questions. And I can't see what order they've come in, so I'll go through them in the same order as last time, which was the easiest way of answering. So first one, we've got Who Am I UK1. Hi David. Says evening all.
Hi David. Hi David.
And then he's followed that up with whoops, ha 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 ha, which I think means whoops, Calm Biker forgot to select his screen when he was showing the map off.
Or
Thanks, David.
Keith's daughter just practically killed herself in the hall.
Well, there was that as well, yeah. I'm assuming that bit behind Keith now is just a piece of board, and that's the only thing left of his house.
Yeah, you can't see what's happening on the other side of me.
The skinny biker, we cannot see the map. Sorry. Jeff Dawson, can't see the map, guys. And then we've got Jeff Dawson again. Can you post the maps online somewhere? Yes, the one for Morrison's is already on the Motorbike community. If you go to your events on motorbikecommunity.com, you'll see there's one for the infamously calm ride, and in there it mentions 3 forums. If you click on I think it's the Hull Stroke Beverley forum, I think you've called it, Kev, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll see the map that I've put up there. If the other 2 guys haven't already, I'm sure they'll put the maps up.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, I'll post a link to the route and all the details of the address and stuff like that. And I imagine Keith will probably do the same in his forum.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Rich said, if you go to motorbikecommunity.com and then on the left there's events, go into there and you'll see the infamously calm. Sorry, no, it's not events, it's under groups. Sorry, you go under groups and then you find the infamously calm ride out and then you'll see the 3 forums and all the details will be there for each of the ride outs.
It does work through events as well, actually, because that's how I found it.
Oh, does it? All right, okay. I didn't really know that.
Anything else anybody wants to add to that question?
No.
Okay, now we're going to answer 2 at the same time here, so I'll select one, and then as we're talking, well, I suppose I should select the other one straight away, actually, and then it'll work properly in Google+. So Devon Mellon says, are you guys, by any chance, endorsed by McDonald's?
Yes.
And Daft Egypt says, is this ride sponsored by Mackie D's?
Yes.
We better not, man.
I'm gonna dress up as that clown, whatever his name is.
Ronald.
Arnold.
Donald. And I will be the Hamburglar.
I'm going to wear my biker gear.
I won't be dressed up as a Hamburglar.
I'm still coming as the clown.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Again, 2 actually, they're quite similar. So we'll go to Mr. Husey, because he's got 3 votes for his question. How often will the fuel stops happen, and will there be chance to change batteries / SD cards? Who wants to take that one?
I'll go first. Yeah, I'm planning it. I'm planning 1 stop, unless somebody indicates that they need to stop any more than that. I will, once I've sorted the route out for definite, I will publish where the sort of stop is, but it's roughly, I would say, probably halfway. There's a planned stop about an hour into the journey, just for folk to stretch the legs, fill up at the petrol station, like I say, change the battery if you need to. But if anyone felt the need to stop more often, I would just say to those, just indicate that you want to stop, and we'll be more than happy to stop any more often than that if you wish.
Yeah. Yeah, same goes for me. The route from Liverpool up to up to the Asda takes us through Oldham. Oldham's about halfway there, so we'll be stopping at Oldham probably for 15 minutes, drink something like that, stretch our legs, and then obviously fill up with fuel, all those kind of bits and bobs. Me personally, I mean, it's just going to be 2.5 hours of ride and then some of it to the carriageway and stuff like that, so I very much doubt I'll probably be filming for most of the ride. I probably won't really start filming until we get closer to the main lease. But it's up to you, if you want to, go for it. But yeah, we'll be stopping off at Oldham, plenty of time there to do.
Yeah, pretty much the same answer here, really. The route from Beverley to Wakefield is a little bit shorter than the other 2 guys, but the route that we'll be going is all off the motorways, so no motorway speed. But we're going through lots of places that will have petrol stations, and really quite easy if we can pick a place. We can. Yeah, anybody wants to stop at any time. It'll be a case of just make it known, and we'll pull over and get some fuel. But I would imagine we're only going to need one scheduled stop, kind of halfway there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a loud mouse. Okay. The next question is from G Spot Biker, and he asked essentially the same thing. Have you any planned stop along the routes? So hopefully we've answered that with Mr. Hughes's answer.
Just to add that on the actual main ride where we go from Asda to Squires, it's only 25 miles, so we won't be doing a stop for that one. So if need be, for my ride personally, we'll just take a view when we get closer to the main meet. If people need petrol, we'll have one quick stop before we meet. Richard, has the Asda got a petrol station?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it has on. When you look on Google Street View, it's showing a petrol station.
Right. Well, we can always just stop up there then before we disappear, can't we?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I would imagine, most bikes are going to get there in one go anyway. But we can stop at halfway along the route.
Yeah. I think the route that I'm planning on taking from Ashby is about 95, 96 miles. So most bikes should hopefully be able to manage that. But like I said, I am planning one stop anyway, just for everyone just to shake their legs and if they need to go to the toilet, whatever, or even fill up, change the battery, and then be a 5-minute stop, and then we'll be heading off again.
Yeah.
So
likewise with mine. My route is 75 miles. So most bikes, especially 125s, will be able to easily do that in a tank of juice. But we'll stop off and stretch the legs and stuff, because it does get quite uncomfortable on bikes, doesn't it, when you're on them for a few hours at a time?
Yeah.
I'm assuming for you two guys, there's a petrol station where you're starting as well, is there?
Yeah, there's just one down the road from the McDonald's, not quite into Ashby itself, but there's like a Tesco service station, and there's also another petrol station across the road from Tesco. So there's at least two, which are quite handy. And if people want to call in there on the way out, then that's fine. We can do that. It's not a problem.
Yeah, no, with me, there's not a petrol station where we're actually meeting, but we'll be going out through Liverpool town centre, and there's about 3 or 4 of them on the way out. So I'll pick one, and then I'll just tell everyone before we pull off which one we're going to stop at. But I imagine I'll be at the front for most of the ride anyway, so probably me.
Where I'm going from, the Morrisons, that is got a petrol station, so we'll just fill up there before we set off.
Yeah, where I'm thinking of stopping is likely to be a place called Bawtry, which is about 58 miles from Ashby, and I did Google it, and there was a service station just off the junction of the main road that we're travelling on. So that at the minute that's kind of the plan at the minute, Bawtry, which is I think there was one guy that was possibly coming from Lincoln. I thought that might be a good place for us to meet him on the way if he wished to do that.
Cool. Right, let's move on. Devon Mellon's just posted one. I might come 275 miles, 4.5 hours up to see this massive meetup. Awesome.
Do it, Devon.
Yeah, more than welcome, mate.
Do it.
Well, it's now been announced. So
Well,
if
yeah.
it doesn't do it,
You'll just be a charlatan, and no one will ever trust you again. That's all.
275 miles in far, is it?
No, not really.
Yeah.
You could do that in about half an hour.
Well, probably 45 minutes for me.
Of course, yeah. I suppose if you hit a bit of traffic, yeah.
Next one is from Gazatron. Still haven't decided where I'm going to go from yet. It would be easier for me to go to Beverley, plus I know Beverley pretty well, so I know where Morrison's is. Sounds good to me?
Yeah.
It's nice for us to know so we don't go without you, but people are welcome to just turn up on the day. Just obviously bear in mind that that we'll be less likely to wait for you if you're running a bit late if we don't know you're coming. We've got another one from Gazatron. If I do come from Dishforth, 25 minutes south of Scotch Corner, I could always meet the Gadget Man somewhere. My options are still open there. Yep, just to double check, it's Mr. Gadget 29. Next one is from David again. Have you picked the tail end Charlie? We haven't even actually discussed the etiquette that we'll be using for the ride yet, so that might be next week's hangout.
I think that'll probably be next week's hangout, because now we've got the route sorted. I think it's going to be the detail this week, and then we can discuss it all in the hangout next week. I think that would be best. Keep it in little bite-size chunks, because we probably need to sort out comms between the lead ride and the tail end Charlie and stuff as well, whether that's just a Bluetooth headset in your helmet or whatever, I think we will need comms though between the tail end Charlie and whoever's leading the run. But anyway, we can discuss that next week, can't we? Sorry.
And then we've got our last question. If you want to ask any more questions, please do. Otherwise, we'll be ending this one. And this one might not be the most sensible question ever, but we'll say it anyway. Devon Mellon, how many McDonald's will you pass by on that trip? Can your bike take all the extra weight?
Well, he's got a GSR, hasn't he? So I'm sure I can handle it.
One more that's just come in. Golden Muffins. Are there any events happening at Squires Cafe Bar when we're there? There's nothing on at Squires. For the ride for us, essentially the ride is to Squires, and at that point it'll be get yourself a coffee, get yourself something to eat, and then just basically poke around each other's bikes and have a laugh until you're ready to go home. I'm sure some people will be riding each other's bikes or giving pillion rides or whatever it might be for a bit of fun.
Is Mr. B coming?
No, he's not. Unfortunately, no. He's got a corporate event that he's got to go to, so he's not going to be able to make it, unfortunately.
We've got a corporate event. It's called the infamous Calm Bike Ride.
Well, that's what we've got.
How is this better?
Yeah, definitely.
One thing I wanted to quickly mention, there's a couple of people, like 3 different people now have messaged me through various medium asking what they should take to the ride. Well, to be honest, we're all adults and it's common sense really. Take whatever you think is appropriate. I'd check your bike over, make sure everything's okay. Personally, I'll be taking a tank bag with me, and I'll have a few bits and bobs like waterproofs, a spare set of warm gloves. I'll probably wear my summer gloves being this time of year. Spare set of warm gloves, maybe a little first aid kit and something to drink or something like that. Just the basics, really.
A couple of tools would be a good one.
I always have a little toolkit under my seat anyway, so but just in case, yeah. But
that's your repair kit probably as well.
Yeah, just whatever you feel is appropriate. It's going to be a long day of riding. It's not going to be just a little ride out down the road. We're all going to be covering 200 plus miles in a day, so whatever you think is appropriate for that ride. To you. Tank bag, backpack, it's the way to go.
Cool. Anything else you want to add to that one, Keith?
I can't think of anything to add to that.
Ting Biker has put a question up. I'm not sure if this is a question or a statement. 100% sure petrol available from Asda. Not sure if he's saying that he's 100% sure that it is, or if he's asking if we're 100% sure that it is. Don't know if you can clarify that one for us, please, Mr. Ting.
I think the fact that we're all stopping around about halfway on our routes, just by my bike, we're probably all going to have a good half a tank of fuel left anyway by the time we rock up at the main meet. So we should be fine anyway, really, even if we don't, even if there isn't petrol available at Asda.
I mean, the other side of that is on the 26th. Kevin and I are going to go and run the route. Not run, obviously that will be tiring, but we're going to go and ride the route just to double check everything, make sure there's no horrible roadworks going on, make sure that we know the way, because I am pretty infamous for not getting to places in the right way. So we will be checking all that stuff out, and if there isn't petrol available for any reason, and there is say on Google Earth it shows you a petrol station there, but if there isn't, then we will find somewhere to make sure we can get petrol at the start of the route.
All right, Ting's just come back and said it's a statement, it is available.
Excellent.
So,
Thank you, Ting.
awesome.
Cheers, Ting.
Cheers, Glenn. Well, Ting, sorry.
So we are then certain that we can fill up when we get there. From there to Squires, if you need to fill your bike up on the route there, I think maybe you need to consider getting a spare petrol can or something, because that's only a short route, really.
Yeah, I can't see it being a huge issue for many people.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will be petrol on the way, but we'll only find out when we actually ride the route.
Yeah. I can't see it being an issue. Like 25 miles, I'm sure we'll be fine. Even if you're on the reserve tank, your reserve tank will last longer than that. So.
Reserve tank? What's one of them? Okay. Oh. Yeah, thanks, Mr. Husey. Let's hope that Cam's rain god powers don't work on the day. I'm really hoping they don't. Really hoping they don't.
I've got to do this ride with them twice, so I bloody hope not.
Well, let's hope it rains the first time.
Yeah. Well, let's hope it rains neither time. But if it's going to rain, if it's going to rain once, then hopefully it's on the Thursday and not on the Saturday.
Yeah, let it get it out its system, and then it's close to the actual main event.
We just have to go faster so the clouds can't keep up. Right, chaps. Anybody else want to say anything?
No, I'd just like to quickly reiterate the 125 thing. Like I say, I'm a bit not disappointed, just a bit more disheartened that a few guys have dropped out, thinking that we're going to be hooning away from the 125. Just to stress again, we're not. It's going to be perfectly comfortable for the 125 guys to join in. So, if you're on a 125 and you're thinking, oh, it's a bit far, it's not. When I had a 125 years ago, and I went from Liverpool to Dorset and back again in a day, so I can do that. I was crippled at the end of it, but we're not going to be.
You're really selling this, Kev.
that was 3 times. That was 3 times the amount of what we'll be riding, and I'm 6'3". So, but yeah, we're not going to be running off at 90 mile an hour. So if if you want to do it, I think it'll be good. We'll be good. By all means, please come along.
There's plenty of 125s coming from my area, so we're just going to take it nice and steady. Jim Payne, he's a steady rider. He's not going to be blipping it, so it'll be nice and easy. No rushing. We need to get there, obviously, but we're not going to do it in such a way that we're going to break a neck and make someone have an accident. We're going to make sure we all get there safely. So 125s, it's going to be no problem for you. We'll probably even make sure that you're in the group rather than at the back, so you're within everybody. So we're looking after you and keeping everyone together. So don't worry about it.
And obviously, on the flip side of the coin, if you're on a bigger bike and want to go hooning around, the time to do that is when we're at Squires. A little group of you disappear on your bikes and go for a quick hoon around.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably do that. I'll probably go for a quick squiz around with. I'm sure a few people want to come with me, so that's the time if you want to go a bit quicker. And again, 125s are welcome, but you probably won't be able to keep up, to be fair. But you're more than welcome.
Well, there's a couple of good routes. The B1222 out of Squires all the way up to the A19. If you fancy a hoon, is a cracking route.
I might print that off.
Always a possibility. But yeah, I mean, as Kev said last week, this is more of a social event than a race meet. So the aim here is not to fly around at crazy speed. It's just to have a nice ride, meet up with a few people, swap stickers, have a coffee, have a chat, and have a fun day. you know, if you, as you say, if you want to go there and hoon around at 100 miles an hour, then definitely the time is after we've got to Squires. Because potentially we could be a decent sized group here, and having somebody hooning around inside a big group is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
We've got loads of questions that come in.
Hey.
Let's start selecting. So, Dave, if I come, I will be riding at 100 kilometers per hour.
That's
the
fine
whole
by
distance. Some of it's 30 mile an hour zones, you know. It's probably. Golden muffins, yay! 125 power. So I just.
Is that your new exhaust, Richard?
I won't have that one yet. New sticker, but not a new exhaust.
That's a bit loud for your exhaust, isn't it, Rich?
It's If I do like as I go past people, I'm more likely to hear me. I love you all. Sperry 222 will be using dual carriageways.
Yes.
There's definitely going to be a little bit of it. From the route I'm planning, to get to Wakefield, I think there's very little in the way of dual carriageways. And from Wakefield to Squires, I think there's a little bit of dual carriageway, but it's not 70 mile an hour dual carriageway, if I'm correct. I think it's just as we're going around some of the towns, them kind of 40 stretches. But even if we're going on dual carriageways, we'll still be going at the speeds that 125s can deal with.
Yeah. There is some 125s, but there is some dual carriageway on my route. Sorry, but like Rich said, we won't be going that.
No.
We'll be going at sensible speed so that we can go front to back and film you all as we go along.
Yeah.
We obviously will be gathering much footage on the day for our channels.
I've bought a second memory card just in case.
Ooh. I might have to do that myself, actually.
I've only got one 32 gig one, but I'll get another one just in case.
Yeah, just to reassure people, there is a little bit of dual carriageway at the start from Ashby on the A42, but it's a very short bit to the next junction, basically. After that, there's bound to be possibly the odd bit, but I've mainly picked A roads, so it should hopefully be, not dual carriageway. But as I've not done the route from Ashby to Wakefield, I can't guarantee it, but I think looking at it, it's pretty okay, apart from that first little section, which I say is only one junction and that's it. The rest of it should be single carriageway A roads from that point onwards. But like Richard and Kev says, we're not going to hoon it. It'll be 60 mile an hour. We'll be riding to the slowest rider anyway, so it doesn't really matter whether it's a 70 mile an hour road. We'll be going to the speed of the slowest rider anyway, so it won't be an issue for anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Sperry 222's taking over the Q&A. Is there a rough estimate on the number of people going yet? Keith, do you want to go first on your side?
I think at the moment I've got about 10 going. There's a couple of maybes in that, but I reckon by the time we've finished, I reckon we'll have at least 10. So that's a pretty good, that's a manageable number to sort of go that distance with. So, but if there's anyone that still hasn't decided yet, let me know, and you're more welcome to tag along. But 10 at the minute. So,
Kev?
I did have about 6 or 7, but like I say, a few have dropped out. Mr. B's dropped out as well, unfortunately. So at the moment, there's only me and 2 others that are definite. So I'm hoping maybe a couple of the 125 guys might see this and change their mind and come in on it. But if not, at the very least, it's going to be 3 for me. So
over at my side, I think it's difficult to say because we've got a few definites and quite a few maybes, but I reckon between 6 and 10. So yeah, we're probably in the 20 range altogether. It has to be said though, last time for the Lincoln ride, I only had 1 definite and 6 turned up. So if that's how it ends up again, there'll be 120 of us, and it'll be terrifying. But no, I mean, To be honest, if only 3 people turn up, well, 4, because obviously Jim's coming as well, and I think Skunk has said that he's probably coming along with Jim. I don't know if you're aware of that one, if that's in your numbers, Keith.
Yeah.
But even if 4 or 5 of us turn up, it will be a laugh.
Yeah.
But the more the merrier. Yeah, as I said before, just turn up on the day. Make sure you're there at the right time so we don't go without you. And it should be good. And just to follow on from that one, Lawson Whiting, I hope I pronounced that right, has said 9:30 a.m. in Morrison's Beverley, right. He's not in my numbers, so maybe it's 7 to 9 if he's a definite. If we say 9:15, Lawson would be better. 9:30 is probably our leaving time. Just to make sure we're going to get there at a reasonable time. Right, 3 more at the minute. Sperry 222 again. I have an old 1999 Yamaha Diversion. Would be nice to see if it was louder than the new Diversion. If you can hear it, then it probably is. Kev, I don't think you've heard one yet, have you?
No, I haven't. No.
Keith has heard mine. What do you think, Keith?
You're in for a treat, Kev. Just call it. It's like a stealth bike.
stealth coloured as well, isn't it?
Yeah, literally, it's a stealth bike, isn't
it? That's not necessarily a good thing.
One of the guys come with me has got a special edition GSXR 750 with a Yoshi exhaust, and we're going for a ride tomorrow down to Wales, and I can't wait to hear it. I think it's going to sound amazing. It looks like a lovely bike.
You're just trying to make me jealous. Okay, Lawson has said 9:15, got it. Brilliant. Can't see there. Chaos Theory. This is another rain god thing, I think. Evening all, will we need to take our umbrellas?
Only if you're with Richard.
Yeah. For the Beverley to Wakefield and from Wakefield to Squires, it will almost certainly be raining. But the other 2 rides will be
We're expecting sunshine.
We're gonna separate into 2 rides and stagger them. So people who don't mind riding in the rain will go with me. Umbrellas on a bike, though. Please, Chaos, bring yours because I'd love to see that. Ting Biker. Has Mr. B dropped out because Cam Biker said you were taking stickers to swap? He says he's designed some, hasn't he? Now he's getting them printed up.
Yeah. Mrs. B posted something on NBC yesterday saying that they've placed the order for some. So
they bought blank ones though. They're going to do them in felt tip.
Yeah.
So decided on design. B.
I'm going to hazard a guess and say the sticker probably includes a picture of the booster.
I thought he was going to leave that out.
I don't know, to be honest. I think he's been talking. I think he's got something up his sleeve. I don't know what it is, but I think he's got something up his sleeve.
Is he going to make himself bigger on his picture?
Is the sticker going to be to scale? Sorry, Mr. B. Best move on before we insult everybody we know. G-Spot Biker. Nice route to the A19. Did it the weekend just past. It is a cracking road. Really is a good road. If anybody fancies riding it after we've been to Squires, then I can take us back that way, and we can go a slightly longer way back and try that road out, and you will love it. And Dave, mine is a 1992 Yamaha Divi. Oh, I forgot to select it. Try again. Dave, mine is a 1992 Yamaha Divi. Yeah, yours will be louder than mine as well.
So we're going to have 3 divvies on the ride out.
I think it'll be a lot more.
What are we talking about?
There's going to be a lot of bikes as well. Oh, dear me. Well, guys, we have got to the end of the questions.
Yeah, wait.
So unless you can slip another one in quickly, we'll probably wrap it up there. Kev, are you going to be hosting a hangout after this, like last week?
Yeah, I might do it. Have we still got a lot of viewers?
We've got 20 viewers at the minute.
Right, yeah, I think it's only fair that we should. I won't be staying late because I've just come off night shift, but I'll start it and disappear after an hour or so. Yeah, sounds good.
Sounds good to me. So if you want to join Kev's hangout, that'll be starting up probably 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah,
give us time to get the snacks in.
Yeah.
And anybody who wants to ask any questions about the ride out on that, then tough. You should have asked them now.
Yeah. I'll jump onto Motorbike Community now and update the Northwest one, so all the details are on there for you guys.
I've already updated I've already put the Hull stroke Bevy one on there, and I've modified the starting point of the route as well. Cool. But I haven't updated a route map or anything like that. If you want to do that one.
Okay.
Two more just jumped in. Are there any Chaos Theory? Are there any campsites local to Squires?
There's one in Squires, isn't there?
Yeah, there's one in Squires.
Yeah.
Squires, if you've not been there before, usually on a Saturday in the summer, there'll be a couple of hundred bikes there. You go in, there's a car park. To your right, there's a separate car park. I say a car park, obviously it's a bike park. There's a pub, cafe, restaurant. There's a bike shop where you can go, you get your tank pads or new clothes or stickers. I have to get myself a Squires fridge magnet, I think. All that kind of stuff. You can get a beer if you're a pillion. Don't know if that's wise or not, but you can. So it's got a bit of everything, and there is a campsite there. So we're not organising any camping, but I'm sure if you contact Squires direct, then you'll be able to get hold of any details and probably set your tent up there if you want to go that way.
Sounds good.
I'm going to select this one from the Skinny Biker, who says Squires has free camping, so that's even better.
All right, that's good.
And then we've got one more. It's not really a question. You can tell it's never not a question where it ends with a winky face. Gazatron, think my exhaust will more than make up for yours. Yeah. When I go out with Danny G 1980, he's got a really loud exhaust. So what I try and do is get just ahead of him so you can't see him on camera, but you can hear him, and then I try and get the gear changes at the same point, and it sounds like my bike is much louder than my bike. We're gonna have to sort out the infamously Cam Ride Out 2 for after I've got my new exhaust.
Yeah.
It's a good idea, that.
I might not be as calm by then. I might have my new exhaust. Question from Bex88. Tibbs, don't drink too much the night before. You don't want to have an accident.
Yeah, thanks, Bex.
Is this your video you've put up that I haven't watched yet?
Yeah, my latest story time. Yeah, they're often quite disgusting tales of debauchery from my past, and this one's good.
We'll leave that one then, shall we?
Yeah, I think so.
And Chaos Theory says, "Cool, thanks." I'm doing all the faces. All right, I think that's it then, chaps.
Yeah, leave it there.
Okay.
So, Keith, you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, thanks everyone for contributing, and hopefully see you all at the ride out.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. As usual, Richard and Keith, hopefully, and Jim maybe, and I will be doing another hangout this time next week as well. So we'll go over the finer details then. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yep, so there should be, as I say, Kev's going to start his hangout up in about 10 minutes, so feel free to come along to that one. Aside from that, thank you for watching. Ride safe, And I'll talk to you all
See you again soon.
later.